Okay, FTRL Division 1 from Singapore, take 2. We had some technical difficulties just now, so let's try this again. Welcome along everybody. Joining me in the box tonight is FTRL Panini. Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here still. Hopefully for a race this time, but you never know.
Right, we'll just run down the championship table once again for those that missed it last time. So, championship leader was Mark NUFC on 93 points. DNF last time out in Italy has seen some of the chasing pack close up. So second place is Lennon on 78. We've got Ox a point further back on 77 and Carworld in fourth on 70. So brought the championship a bit more open for the final few races.
It's fairly close now. I thought Mark was going to run away with it, but that bad result last time out is...
certainly bunched things back up. So I hope the guys just setting off on their out laps.
Well, there's only OP Magic in the pits, so it's going to be very crowded out there. Hopefully everybody can find a space.
So we've touched base on the championship lead. I think we should probably have a look at the relegation battle, as with only a handful of rounds to go. That's looking quite real for some guys in here. So OP Magic, Hartzer and Spurge are all on 0 points. Trizzy only has 1 point to his name as it stands. Co-Andy has 4 points. Fear has 8 points, and Michael C on 9.
I mean, in reality, there's some big names in there.
There are some big names in there that at the start of the season we probably didn't expect to see that far down the table.
No. I mean, obviously there's a rest station guy down there, which is probably a good thing for tomorrow, but you know.
Yeah, I'll mention that as well for anyone that doesn't know. Ourselves and another league called Race Station are taking part in a sort of league versus league race where 10 of ours will race 10 of those over a 100% distance race, and then a couple of weeks time over a 50% distance race. So we're doing a race of theirs and a race of ours. Winner being the league that accumulates the most points over the 2 races. So should be a lot of fun, and some of the guys are, yeah, a lot of the guys really looking forward to it.
I think a lot of hours of practice have gone in so far. I know I have, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
Almost wonder if they've been practicing more for that than they have for this. Got some lap time starting to come in. Ox has just gone quickest on a 38.1.
38.1 is a very quick time.
I mean, if he set that as a banker, that's pretty solid.
Yeah. I think I did a 38.4 in practice, so...
Yeah, the best I managed in practice was a 38.7, so that just puts into context how quick some of these guys are going round by comparison.
It's probably a good job I didn't reserve for tonight then. I see that Lennon's gone back in the pit. I don't know if he's invalidated his first attempt or
It's
had damage.
possible. Yeah, I did notice that he'd dived back in. Let's just have a look at Fear. He's coming towards the end of his lap. Yeah, Fear, one of the guys down the bottom of the table, will be hoping for a decent result, and he peels into the pit lane, so possibly another invalidation there.
Yeah. I can't think Aaron's happy with a 139 flat either for a banker time.
I wouldn't have thought so.
He sets his own standards very high, and I don't think that's up there, personally. Oh.
Yeah, I think George Alice was just winding up for the start of a lap there.
You'd expect George Alice to be up there, wouldn't you? I mean, ooh, Catamines with a 38.2? That surprised me.
We'll just go on board with George for a bit, as he looks to be the only guy on the lap at the moment.
Bad Boy's just set at 37.5. That is
That's
damn quick.
George clipped the wall there. Yeah, that's a blistering time from Bad Boy.
Yeah, George Alice has unfortunately got front wing damage now, so... Oh no, it's miraculously
It's just
reappeared.
spawned back, yep. And it's gone again.
Oh, it's gone again.
Oh.
I've noticed a few guys have decided not to set a lap yet, which... I mean... Normally I tend to run with 2 laps worth of fuel, so I can do 2 bankers to make sure I've got a lap in. But... I mean, Lennon's only really got this lap now, so... Not to put any pressure on him.
That's it, you think most of these guys now have sort of left themselves a one-shot quali session in a sense.
I can never take the pressure, I always bottle. And Lennon's backed out of this lap, so... Hopefully he's got enough fuel. He's got a lap and a half to go. Well, he's got a lap and a half fuel, but he's still got half a lap to go, so... If he keeps running in max, he might not make it. Got Michael C just starting a lap.
Looks like OP Magic will be starting from the back of the grid, as he's just come back into the pits and not set a time yet. And with only 2.5 minutes of the session left, I don't think he's going to get out in time.
Lennon's just dived back into the pits. Like, unless his pit crew are Usain Bolt, I can't see them getting him back out.
So that's going to be Lennon at the back as well. So he's left himself a bit of work to do.
Because you're going to think that Mark's at least top 4, isn't he? So it's... You don't want to give him any chances to breathe, otherwise he's going to be away. So... I don't know. It's unfortunate for Lennon.
Okay, Aaron's just starting the lap by the look of it. definitely feel he's got time left in that 139 flat.
Yeah, Bad Boy and Catty have just decided to leave the pits but realised they haven't got enough time to get round and retired, so...
Yep, Lennon confirms he'll be starting at the back.
We've got Dale just finishing Sector 2 on his flying lap. Hopefully it's been a good one.
Let's just watch him through the final sequence of corners. Goes P2, 37.9.
37.9. Considering he left himself one opportunity, that was a very good lap time. Rich T is also going into the garage now, so he's not going to be setting the lap time.
Just worth noting that Rich T is reserving this evening.
So starting from the back is a good idea. Keeps him out of everybody's way, I suppose. Ooh. Car World's retired with 38.9, put him 13th.
Mark's just taken pole with 37.3. So, we said Bad Boy's lap was blistering.
Yeah. Can I change my mind and not get promoted at the end of the season? I'm gonna get lapped.
You might have to discuss that with Aaron.
Got Coandy in the last two corners now. Hopefully it can improve.
Let's have a look as he crosses the line. No, no improvement.
Improved by 1/10.
Ox coming
George
through the
Ellis.
last couple of corners. Currently on a 38.1. Can he improve? No, stays fourth.
I think the next lap's going to be Aaron. He's at the moment 4/10 up on his lap.
But he's already improved.
Has it been a good last sector? Ooh,
Yeah,
37.8.
Okay, so running down the grid, Mark takes pole with a 37.3, Bad Boy P2, 37.5. Aaron and Fear, the two Tororessos, make up P3 and 4. Ox and John on row 3. Catamise and AMK row 4. Michael C and Jasper row 5. And then we've got George Alice, Co-Andy, Spurge, Car World, Napola, OP Magic, Rich T, Steve and Lennon, the last three not setting times.
So Mark's just posted in the chat saying he was surprised it was Paul with a 37.3. If he can go quicker than that, I don't want to see it. According to Dan Summers, it's going to be dry and then rain will come down during the race.
Okay.
Which is fairly similar to the Div 2 race last night.
Yeah, we had some mixed conditions last night, so just wait for the guys to complete their strategies and sync up. Okay, we've got 5 lights. And we are go. looks like Bad Boy got a decent start off of row 2, off of second. Mark keeps the lead.
Oh, I see some front wing.
Bad Boy's run wide, he's got Aaron challenging him, coming down to turn 3 on the outside. Aaron and Bad Boy side by side still.
Spurge, Jester and AMK have just had a comment together. And Spurge has lost the entirety of his front wing.
Kept it.
And I'm seeing rain already.
So it's come much earlier than our race. Aaron and Bad Boy are still side by side. Now they're free wide.
Ooh, and Dale's in there as well. Oh. Nabla's retired early.
Bad Boy picked up some wing damage there. Was that Aaron? Yeah, can dive in back up the inside at the hairpin.
Carwell just got past Kowandi, but Carwell's got some front wing damage. John's just half span on the back academies, but he's got front wing damage.
So while Bad Boy, Aaron and Fear have all been battling it out for that opening lap, Mark has pulled a 5-second lead. As Carwell's just hit the wall. Yeah, he's missing a considerable amount of his front wing.
So we've got 3 pitters. I'm going to have a look see what tyres he come on now. I think it's still a bit early for the intermediates, like.
But it was a wing change and softs for Rich T.
Ultra soft, softs and ultra softs, so it's still too dry for intermediates yet.
Yeah, the guys at the front that picked up the wing damage have stayed out. Obviously knowing that it is going to get wetter, so they'll just try and soldier on and take the wing change when they switch tyres.
I can only think everybody knew this rain was coming early because everybody started on the ultra soft.
Oh, someone's lost some wing coming across the bridge into the hairpin. I didn't see who that was. May have been John. He's missing his left hand side. As Carwell comes around the outside of him. A lot of cars all bunched up in the mid-pack.
Yeah, from 7th to 11th is very close. I mean, Carwell's made up 7 spots, but with this wing damage, I mean, how long can he stay out? John's into the pits, as well as Jesper. And Jesper's sped in the pit lane. AMK is coming at the pit lane.
The second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth cars are all grouped quite tightly together.
John and Jesper are on the intermediate tyre. And so is AMK. So it might be time. Onto the podium's asking, can you put the tyre selection up, please?
There we go. So John and Jesper put inters on at their stops. AMK has just pitted for inters as well. As Bad Boy almost loses it at the hairpin. I think it's definitely time. There's a lot of sliding going on.
He got a 5-second stop-go penalty for his dribbles as well, which seems a bit excessive.
Seems a bit unfair to me. he's now got Ox giving him trouble.
And Mark's pulled another 3 seconds out on Aaron, which is just insane. Ooh! Jesper's only got 3 wheels, which I don't think it's Reliant Robin racing, but you never know. But that was one of our intermediate runners, so...
That was, yeah. Well, maybe not quite time yet. The front guys are carrying on.
In times like this, I would hate to be on that ultra soft tyre. It doesn't react to wet weather at all.
No, as I found out last night when it started raining, it was quite worn anyway, and when the rain came down, it just completely gave up.
Yeah. Oh, bad boy and Ox going together.
3 wide for P9, and Carwell's been pushed into the wall. If he had wing damage before, he's got no wing at all now.
I suppose if you haven't got a wing, it's harder to damage it, but that's just my... So we've got Spurge and OP Magic in the pits, both for intermediates.
Spurge has got a 5-second stop go for crossing the pit lane exit line.
You've got to think the car will be coming in now. With no front wing, so...
what Aaron and Fear do.
Yeah.
Teammates, and they're bunched together. Aaron carries on, Fear dives in.
I don't know if they're in a party chat together, but...
Yeah, I don't know if that was synchronised or not.
We've got Ox, Bad Boy, Catamies, Co-Andy and Michael all putting in as well, so... And DRS disabled.
So, it's now going to be... how much time is Aaron going to lose to Fear on those intermediates?
Yeah. Oh, Spurs got another 5-second penalty. And is currently opening an escape road. He's trying to Austin Powers it to get it back out, I think, but no. Spurge a little less power and go left.
And
He's just retired. I've just gone on board with Aaron and he's having to drive so slowly to keep his car on a straight line. It's...
Well, I'm just looking at the gap between Fear and George Alice, and split by split, it's coming down by like 3 or 4 tenths.
I've just seen something. John and Lennon are fighting each other again, and I happen to know these two don't like each other.
Yeah, if
I think they've had an incident in the last 2.
Malaysia was a bit spicy.
Yeah. And John did just defend Lennon very hard going down the straight, so hopefully that doesn't boil over.
Yeah, we know John defends quite hard and he's made no apologies for it. Which I do respect, you know, a hard racer, but there is a line to be respected.
So the front 3 have all pitted.
Right. I'm going to keep an eye on Fear to see where he comes out in all of this. I imagine he'll jump Aaron.
Well, Aaron's just come into the pit lane now.
And Fear's across the finish line.
It's going to be tight.
Side by side. And Fears cut turn 2.
Oh, that's a novel line, but if it works.
But he's ahead.
At the moment, AMK has very little front wing, so that can't help his progress.
So after a frantic couple of opening laps, it looks like it's calmed down just a little bit.
I mean, so far the winners from the start has been Coanti, who's gone up 8 places.
And I imagine that's probably by virtue of keeping all of his front wing intact.
It's very hard to do around Singapore, as I found last night.
Yeah.
I think the biggest loser has been Bad Boy, who's gone down 7 places. Like the last time I looked, he was in front of Oxox, and now he's in 9th.
Yeah, he did have wing damage, so he's probably lost a few extra seconds having the wing change done.
I wonder if he had to save that 5 seconds that he got.
That's right, yeah, he got that track extending penalty, didn't he? Which, like we said, was rather
It's
harsh
very
in my
harsh.
eyes, but
George Ellis is beginning to close on Oxox.
yeah, I've been keeping an eye on that gap. It's fluctuating between sort of 4 and 5 tenths. Looks like John is just starting to pull away ever so slightly from Lennon. So we'll go to George Allison Ox, as that is the closest battle we've got on track at the moment. And it looks like they're closing on Co-Andy as well.
A 3-car train is not what you want in wet conditions at Singapore.
Especially at Singapore. A little bit of contact there at the hairpin between Ox and George. But George is definitely looking faster at this point.
I've raced with George Ellis for quite a while, and he's not one to shy away from a move, I can say that.
So starting lap 8, we've got Mark in P1 leading Fear by almost 10.5 seconds, which that's just come down to under 10, so either Fear's had a good last sector and Mark's made a mistake, or I don't know, Mark could just be taking it easy out front.
Yeah, I mean, 10-second lead, you would think just drive within yourself and look after the tyres. To be honest, I'd love to have a 10-second lead once in a while.
What would you do with a 10-second lead?
I'd probably end up bottling it the next corner. I thought I'd get it in before onto the podium gets it in the chart. You've got Catamese catching up to the back of Michael C. Ooh, Michael C's gone wide. Catamese up inside. Ooh, he's made the move. Made a stick. Although Michael C is missing quite a large portion of his front wing.
that's not going to help his situation. Not one bit.
We've got Rich T back in the pits and going on the wet tyre. Am I seeing that right? Yeah.
I'll just make sure that's not a visual glitch. No, he is on the wet.
I've got a question from Mr. Shavon in the chat asking, are you Lilia in disguise? I don't know who Lilia is, but...
Well, I do know who Lilia is, and no, I'm not him. He's had a
There's another question answered.
He's a bit more experienced at this than I am. Believe you and me. So we've still got that 3-car train between Andy Ox and George Ellis.
Bad Boy's in the pits. And he's going on the wet tyre. So maybe... Ooh. And Carward's in the pits.
It does look like the rain has got significantly heavier. And yeah, the switch to wets is starting to happen, so...
I mean, hopefully for those guys on wet it does continue to come down, because last night I think it was totally wet for 2 laps.
Yeah, some guys did get rather unfortunate with that strategy call.
Unfortunately for Rich T Gaming, he's pulled over to let Mark through because he was getting lapped and unfortunately taken off a bit of his front wing. Which is an unfortunate situation.
That is unfortunate, yeah.
I mean, I know Tice did the same thing for me yesterday. He pulled over at the hazard of his own race to let me through, which I appreciated greatly.
Okay, what's Mark doing? Mark's carrying on. Got the 2 Toro Rossos together, almost quite literally. What do they do?
Fear's coming in the pits. It was first in last time, so... Oh, he's not gonna like that though, another 5-second stop go.
Co-Andy comes in along with Ox and George Ellis. Catmees as well. Michaels, so they're all coming in for those wet tyres. Yeah, that circuit's looking significantly wetter than it was a lap or 2 ago.
You would think that Aaron would have liked to come in, but with obviously Fear being in front of him, he's had the call.
Yeah, which surprised me from the first pit stop, because Aaron was in front and Fear took the call to come in first.
I don't know if Mark's just being safe with his strategy and seeing what everybody else goes into first, or...
Yeah, I mean, with a 13-second lead, he's got that luxury.
Yeah.
So you would imagine that Mark and Aaron will be in at the end of this lap.
I would think Aaron definitely, but I'm not sure about Mark. He's, I don't know, an enigma. Anything could happen.
I mean, if he feels comfortable on those inters, then by all means carry on. But even to my mind, from his on board, it looked like he was struggling a bit, and yeah, he peels in.
Yeah, he pits. So you would guess by assumption that Aaron's going to be coming in as well?
Yep,
yeah.
To the left.
It's a very difficult pit lane to get right in Singapore.
Yeah, for me it's not so much the entry, it's keeping within the limits on the exit.
Yeah. I must admit, I got a warning for doing that last night. But
Right, Aaron's leaving the pit box now, and Fear's on his way down the start-finish straight.
Fear's going to well get past him this time.
Yeah, he's got him, big, like you say, big time.
I don't know what happened when Coandy came into the pits, but he's been undercut by George Alice, Oxox and Bad Boy.
Well, George Allison Ox came in with him, and I'm just wondering if the fact that a lot of the cars behind came in as well, that he got held in the box.
Yeah, that happened to me last night with Mr. Onto the Podium, which I didn't appreciate. It's not that I'm bitter towards Mr. Onto the Podium, but
Just a bit of friendly rivalry going on.
yeah, we'll call it that for entertainment's sake. You got Lennon right in the back of John again. I really do hope it doesn't end in curtains. So you got a battle for third place with Aaron, George Ellis and Oxox.
Yeah, George Allison Ox have spent the last several laps sort of sharing the same piece of track.
I mean, the gap between Aaron and Fia was 5 seconds when they came out of the pits, it's now 6.2. So I don't know if Aaron's not liking these heavy wet conditions or
Whether maybe Fear's got a more wet-friendly setup, I don't know. But yeah, George Alice is getting ever closer to the back of that Toro Rosso. But speaking of Fear, this is a race that he's needed for quite a while. So I'm just...
I do hope that's not a commentator's curse.
I was just going to say that I hope I've not put the hex on him now.
Yeah, he's had an unlucky stream of circumstances this season where he just has not been able to pluck a finish out of thin air. Oh, George Ellis is now within 3/10 of Aaron. I mean, you could throw a blanket over all three cars at the moment.
I'm sure given the weather conditions they wouldn't mind that right now. We'll stick with this battle for a bit as everything else looks like it's spaced out a little bit.
Yeah, I keep looking back to Lennon, but it's staying about half a second to a second gap, so I don't know if Lennon's just having some patience for once and not pushing the issue.
Yeah, could just be saving it up.
Yeah. I think since it turned heavy wet, Fear is actually not losing time to Mark out front. So I think you might have been right earlier with him putting on more of a wet setup for this race.
I'm just going to have a quick look at the telemetry. So Mark's running in lean fuel mixture at the moment.
Yeah.
Fear's running standard. So maybe that thing about Mark having that luxury out in front is just able to take it easy, do nothing stupid, doesn't need to push it.
Yeah. I mean, it was looking like that for Connor last night as well, but he managed to bottle it coming at the pit lane, so... Any break in concentration around this track and you're in the wall, which, when it's wet, makes it a very, very long night.
Yeah, it's hard to keep your concentration for 31 laps in the dry.
Yeah.
George Ellis still sticking to Aaron here. Cox is just keeping a small gap just in case anything goes awry.
In wet conditions, I always fail to do that. I end up losing my wing, and the thinking time, I never leave enough.
He's having a look up the inside. A little bit of tyre contact. And that's allowed Ox to close right up.
I don't know if Katami's is at a wiggle, or but he was half a second behind. He's now 1.7 behind Andy. So I mean, anything's possible in the rain.
I was going to say it's still quite early days. We're just about at half distance. So if you're having a wiggle, chances are the guy you're chasing or the guys around you are going to have a wiggle at some point.
Yeah. Oh. Mark's got a 5-second stop go.
Lennon picks one up as well. So what corner was that Mark picked up that penalty?
You know, the last chicane before the tunnel.
Right, yeah.
It was a right-hander with that one.
Yeah, okay, that one can be quite easy to cut. Still got that 3-car train for the final podium spot at the moment.
I'll say, other than that, it's all fairly quiet at the moment. I mean, Car World's closing up on Michael C, but Car World also has front wing damage. So... Ooh, Aaron's had a bad run on the bridge. George Ellis go.
George up inside. He's managed not to run into Aaron there.
But Ox is right behind.
Somehow, with all of that, the order between those three has stayed the same. give full credit to George Alice there for managing to get the brakes on and not run into Aaron at the hairpin.
Yeah. It's very easy to run on at that hairpin.
Especially in these conditions.
It's very difficult to run side by side around Singapore in these conditions. I found that to my cost when Scuba just drove around the outside of me and said bye-bye. So... We've got John closing on the back academies now. That's not less than a second.
Oh, position changing. George Alice has got Aaron, and Ox is having a look as well.
Ooh.
That move's been coming for a few laps, and unfortunately I missed it. You can't write this stuff.
It was bound to happen then. Oh, Ox going for the move. Oh, oh,
oh,
oh.
well. That may be ending up in the steward's review room.
I think it'll definitely be ending up in the steward's room. I don't think Aaron will be very happy about that one.
No.
He's just trying to get back into his rhythm now. Calm down.
Yeah, it's a long race. You've still got 14 laps to go yet.
I wish someone had told me to calm down last night. I got yellow front wing in the first stint and I was angry the rest of the race and it cost me.
Yeah, I think that's where I managed to I kept a cool head on things. I've got yellow front wing on lap 1 and just carried on with it.
Yeah.
I took a decision. I was determined not to pit until the rain came. So I drove around for 11 laps on the broken front wing.
Yeah, broken front wing and dead ultra softs was not fun.
I couldn't agree more.
So John has definitely got up to the back academies now.
And Academies
that's within
is
4
getting
tenths.
onto the back of Aaron as well. So Aaron's at the head of another 3-car train. But not the 3-car train he wanted to be at the front of.
I know Academy's had a very bad race in another league yesterday. I really hope that doesn't play on his mind today. I mean, he hit Lennon in a straight line in qualifying, so...
Yeah, that's just one of those things you need to get...
Yeah, out of your mind as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Ooh, George Alice is...
George Alice has...
George Alice is backwards.
Had a spin, yeah. He's lost part of his wing. So Bad Boy, with the incidents that have been happening, you know, he dropped down to the midfield quite early on, has got himself back up to P3.
And quietly, Mark has pulled the gap back out to 12 seconds.
George Alice is going to soldier on for a lap with that broken wing.
It's going to be very difficult, and I don't see a let up in these conditions for a forced pit stop either. I mean, he's lost. George Ellis just attempted to retire the car in a straight line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely intentional, that one.
Yeah, I've unfortunately got that one on stream.
It's not what you like to see, but...
I get the frustration.
Yeah.
We've got Car World in the meantime closing up on the back of Michael C for the final point as it stands.
Come on, Carl, we'll do it for FTRL. Come on. We've got OP Magic in the pit lane going at the intermediate tyres.
But he had some trouble under traction coming out of the pits.
That right-hander before the bridge has given people 5-second stop-go penalties. That's the third or the fourth one I've seen now at the same corner.
Now, have I missed John getting past Catamies? Or was Catamies always behind John? There's been so much going on in the last lap or two, I've sort of lost a bit of track.
No, John was definitely behind Catamies because he was battling Lennon, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Cat's still got all of his wings, so I wouldn't have said he's been in a wall. He's probably just had a major wiggle. And Carwell's all over Michael C now.
Is there going to be a move at the hairpin? It's a difficult place to pull one off, but...
Sensibly tucks back in. We'll look for a good exit here and try and get him into the right hander at the end of this straight if he's close enough.
I've just had a quick check on OP Magic and I don't believe the intermediates are working. He's going back into the pits with no front wing, unfortunately.
I suppose when you're that far back, you've got nothing to lose really. Try something different and hope it works, gets you up there, but doesn't always come off.
And he's now retired in the pit lane. Which...
Oh, I thought Carwell was going to run into the back of Michael C then at the end of the main straight.
The gaps behind Aaron have closed up massively again.
I've just noticed
last time I looked,
yeah.
it was a second.
Aaron's overtaken Co-Andy.
Oh.
That's why the gaps are closer.
Well, these two were teammates in Division 2 earlier this season, so...
That they were.
You would think they wouldn't make it too hard on each other.
Carl's picked up a time penalty in his pursuit of Michael C.
So just from memory, Peter will be on these wet tyres about 9 laps. I mean, my Inters was screaming after about 15 laps.
Yeah,
So I don't know if people are gonna.
I only done about 12 or 13 on mine, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Either people are gonna have to seriously look after these tyres, or they're gonna have to pit again before the end of this race. Ox has closed in on Bad Boy.
I mean, I imagine if you're someone like Mark, who was one of the last to put... Oh, AMK's retired.
He's tagged the wall and just retired the car.
Okay, yep. Yes, as I was saying, if you're someone like Mark, who's put those tyres on as one of the last guys, and you've been running around for the last 12 laps in lean...
Yeah.
You'll probably have considerably less tyre wear than someone like, I don't know, say Aaron or John, who I'm fairly sure have been pushing their tyres somewhat harder.
Yeah, especially Aaron, because he had that half spin, didn't he? So.
Yep. Carwell still behind Michael C, and he's losing time now, so is he?
He's missing most of his front wing again.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of wing. That would explain that.
So Andy's dropped 2 seconds from Aaron since he's been overtaken. So now Katamies is
John's not been able to find a way past him just yet, but
I must admit, I hate driving under that tunnel with wet tyres on. It's nearly as bad as a tunnel in Monaco. I always get wheel spin. Always.
Always, yeah.
Oh, Katamies with a 3-second penalty. Carwell's just, I don't know where he was going at the last corner, but it wasn't the apex.
Well, with half his wing missing, I think it's probably going to be a bit difficult to make that apex. We could have a battle on for P3 with Bad Boy and Ox, and Fear's just popped into shot.
Oh no.
You remember that thing about commentator's curse earlier on?
Yeah. He's not going to be talking to you, is he?
No, he's not going to be happy with me later on. Fear, if you're listening, I'm sorry. And he picks up a time penalty to rub salt in the wound.
I mean, you've got to think that Aaron will close him down now with a full front wing.
Yep.
But it might not be a bad thing, because if he pits now, gets fresh tyres on, he could make it to the end, and everybody else might have to pit, so...
It's certainly opened up an interesting strategy call. But yeah, that battle for P3 I was talking about is now a battle for P2 then.
Oh, he's going to stay out though. I mean, Aaron's already caught a second on him. Personally, I would have pitted just to get new front wing and fresh tyres.
I think I would have. Carwell's soldiering on. Back down in P11.
He's soldiering on, but he's being caught by Rich D.
He is. He's losing about... Well, he's lost, what's that, a second and a half in the last lap to Michael C.
Co-Andy is now developing into a 4-car train with Katamis, John and Lennon behind him, so this could get feisty.
Yeah, Andy doing a good job to keep the other guys behind. And John's lost some of his wing. He tried to go for it at the hairpin and just drove into the back of him.
Yeah. The only trouble is now, Co-Andy's going for the lunge. 10-second penalty for that.
And
yeah, I don't think he's very happy with that outcome.
I wouldn't be. He's retired. Oh, that's a shame.
I mean, it's obviously where the agitations come from there, but I mean, there was still a point in the off, and even with the penalty.
Ox and Bad Boy side by side into turn 1. Just caught it.
Oh.
And Bad Boy just stays ahead.
I think Bad Boy's going to make him go the long way around. He's trying it.
It's going to give him the inside for the next corner if he can keep his nose in there.
Oh. Bad Boy just holds it.
Holds it for now.
We've got Rich T pitting for a new front wing. I don't know what tyres he's got on it.
Just remember,
Intermediates.
Got Fear lurking in the background with that damaged wing, but he'll be keeping close eye on this. Bad Boy's had a wobble, and he's just caught that half spin coming through the hairpin. He almost drifted it through there.
I mean, you would think if Ox and Bad Boy just worked together for like 2 laps, they'd pull out a big enough gap on Fear so that he wouldn't be caught again.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
it never runs through the mind, does it?
No, it doesn't, and it's enabled Fear to put a 2-second gap down. So, well, look at it, he's on the gearbox of Ox now.
And Aaron is not very far behind at all. He's drifting, but he's not very far behind.
Talking of drifting, Bad Boy has spent most of this lap sideways, so those rear tyres, and yet Bad Boy and Fear come into the pits, and Bad Boy's
bottled the pit lane entry,
which has slowed Fear
where you going,
up.
Baba? I thought I was going to hit the pit wall.
Yeah, I did too.
I can only think it's time for intermediates.
Yep, well, Bad Boy's gone for them. Yep, they're swapping back.
Fear's got that 5-second stop go, so he's been held up again.
John's taking a wing change.
This really hasn't helped Carwell, who's had to stay out another lap with his broken front wing because Bad Boy came in.
So, with Bad Boy's scruffy pit entry, I think that's going to give Ox that position, even staying out the extra lap on the wets.
And the worst news for Bad Boy, they haven't fixed his front wing.
Oh no.
So that damage he got coming into pits, he's still got now.
Of course, because he was already in the pit lane, so he couldn't change the setting. And Has Fear still got his front wing damage? He has, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Oh, that could be...
So, has Fear decided not to fix that wing damage, knowing he's going to probably, well, he's going to lose extra time in the pit lane? Oh, did he get a tap there? Yeah.
Ox is staying out. Mark and Aaron are in, but Aaron's lost about 3 seconds on his in lap.
Yeah, I was just going to say, did Fear not bother changing his wing, knowing he was going to lose an extra 7 or so seconds to Aaron in the pit lane?
It could be, but I mean,
is he
Fear
thinking track position over?
He did have that 5-second stop go.
He did. They're going to be close coming out again.
Aaron's going to come up behind him and cut them, I think.
Yep, he does.
But he's in front of John, just. Carworld's just stayed out again, so I don't know if he's just going to try and limp it to the end. But that Ferrari has very little front wing.
And those wet tyres, looking at the other gaps on the tower, are not the tyre to be on. You look at Ox and Mark. Okay, Mark's a quick driver anyway, but Ox is no slouch. But that gap has come down 2 seconds in half a lap. And it continues to plummet.
Now, is there going to be any team tactics at Toro Rosso? From memory, Fear's got more penalties. He's also got front wing damage.
And he's also in a battle for relegation.
Yeah. Because Katamise is getting away, and John is closing on the pair of them.
Yep. Ox stays out, even though he's come through the last sequence of corners sideways and gifted the lead back to Mark.
Michael C's facing the wrong way, and has got half a front wing.
Just going to go on board with Aaron because he's all over the back of Fear at the moment.
Well, onto the podium doesn't know who's going to be third in this race. So... I suppose it all depends how far Ox falls back down.
Well, again, I'm just keeping an eye on the gap between him and Bad Boy now, and again, it's coming down rapidly.
Carworld has lost the entirety of his front ring now, so now he is pitting. He's also got a 5-second stop go. So I would think that Rich T is going to overtake him for the 10th place.
Fear's lost a couple of positions there.
Oh.
I wasn't sure, but as I cut to him, he and John made contact and Fear got pushed towards the outside of the circuit.
I'll tell you, somebody who's snuck up on them. Lennon has come out of nowhere. And he's only half a second behind Fear. And Bad Boy's caught 5 seconds on Ox in this lap.
Lennon's only 3 tenths now. Well, he was 3 tenths. He's now ahead. Fear coming across the start-finish line. Got a yellow
Ooh.
flag, sector 1.
Ox
That is
and Bad Boy.
Ox and Bad Boy. Which has promoted Catamies into P2. Ox has retired.
I really hope Bad Boy hasn't lunged into Ox. I mean, he's obviously had the pace, so there's no need for the lunge.
No. But what that's done,
Now,
Bad Boy's now got wing damage, and it's going to give Aaron a really good look at him in the next couple of corners. Yep, there he goes. John's going through
John as well.
He's
Oh,
the
you would
Bad
think
Boy's
Lennon's
just
not going to stay behind
hemorrhaging
too long.
place. Bad Boy can't keep that thing out of the wall at the moment.
Lennon going for the move. Clean up inside. So now you've got Fear behind him, and they've both got very similar front wing damage. But Bad Boy's just pulled over and let him through.
Pulled over and let him go, yeah.
I can only think Bad Boy's pitting this lap then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Left. So, as all that's shaken out, with 3 laps left to run, Mark with a 20-second lead in P1 to Catamies in P2. Aaron finds himself back in P3. John's in P4. Lennon from the back of the grid is in P5. Fear P6. Michael C up into P7 with Bad Boy in the pits. Carwell P9 and Rich T, even though he's 3 minutes behind on my screen,
Yeah.
may find himself picking up a point.
Which just proves never give up. I mean,
Yeah.
he won't have seen anybody most of this race, but he's still going to pick up a point as a reserve. So, all of those people that retired early could have got a point, which come the end of the season could be vital. Carwell's got half a front wing again. I hope you as a Ferrari driver don't want any front wings at the next race, because I think Carwell's use them all up.
Carwold and Bad Boy between them have gone through a few in this race.
Although I've been on board with Carwell for the last half a lap, and he's just turned it into a drift session. He's been changing down a gear too much for each corner and drifting around every corner.
Probably goes
So
a
I
long
think
way to
he's
explain why he's got half a wing at the moment.
content in 9th place at the moment. So we've got John on the back of Aaron again.
Yep, it's the only real battle we've got on track at the moment.
Carworld was just up an escape road, so that was the yellow flag.
Yeah, I thought that was the case, why I didn't go looking for it.
John is
I'll
right
stick
on the back
with
of Aaron.
John.
Is Aaron going
Is
to
he gonna
defend
go
it?
for it?
Oh, he's going
John's
for
up the
the...
inside.
Oh.
Bit of rubbing. But as you were for now.
Lennon's sitting in behind him, rubbing his hands, waiting for something to happen.
Beat me to that one. I'm just going to go on board with John for a moment. I mean, Aaron's got plenty of fuel to burn should he feel the need to, whereas John's virtually got none. So I imagine down the straights Aaron will be flicking that to Rich.
Lennon's got within a second, but he's having to run lean because he's that far on fuel.
Yeah, if you have a look at John, John's a little bit worse off than Lennon.
And right at the last lap.
Yep, Mark's well into his last lap. He's at the end of the first DRS straight. It's been another commanding drive, got to be said. He's been untroubled by anyone or anything.
It looks like dry conditions now, which could make this last lap interesting.
Now, I've not looked at the penalties and I'm not going to, as John just taps the back of Aaron's diffuser there. I don't think he lost any wing from it. So yeah, penalties could still play a factor in this, but we're not going to look at them.
Yeah, I've lost count completely. With these 5 seconds of coming and going.
Yeah, I've lost count, and it just gives us a bit of suspense. John up the inside, and Aaron goes for the cutback. It's now a drag race down here. And Aaron with that extra fuel, gonna hang it round the outside, and he's hold on to it. Well done.
John going for the move again, though.
Mark coming through the final corner to take the win. Congratulations to Mark.
And Lennon right on the back now.
Katamese is going to bring it home for P2. We'll just watch this 3-car battle coming through the final corner.
Aaron's going to finish the... Oh, Lennon spun, is in the pit lane.
So Aaron holds off John. Lennon finishes P5 in the pits.
He's pretending he's Michael Schumacher, that's what he's doing.
Veers across the line in P6. Car World's finished P9, a lap down. Michael C with a little weave coming home for P7. DRS is enabled.
It's always nice to see on the last lap. Got Bad Boy drifting through the last corner.
Bring it home for P8. Yep. And we'll just wait for Rich T to come through the last couple of corners. Well done to him for sticking with it.
Yeah. I didn't see anybody change places that much after penalties either.
I don't think the penalties affected any positions at the end of that. So we'll look at the final standings. Mark with P1, Katamese P2, Aaron P3. Yeah, eventful race. What did you make of it?
The people on the podium I didn't expect to be there. Obviously Mark, but I mean, Katamese and Aaron did well to come back from where they ended up at times in that race.
Yeah,
I mean Lennon from 18th.
Yeah, Aaron after that half spin probably wasn't expecting to be back up there, but fair play, he kept his head down, got on with it. Who would you go for driver of the day?
It's hard to look past Mark with that 20-second gap, but I'd have to say Lennon, starting from last to 5th,
Yeah,
is...
very solid drive in a tricky batch of conditions. But yeah,
Who's
that
your driver
was.
for the day?
Um, yeah, I'm going to go Lennon for me. I mean, Mark dominated, he was largely untroubled, but for me, just getting his way through that field, staying out of trouble, I'll give it to Lennon.
Yeah.
So, that was Div 1 Singapore. Join us next week on Monday night for Division 2, 8 o'clock. I can't remember what the next track is, I'll just have a quick look.
I have no idea. I've just got my head screwed on for race station tomorrow, personally.
Yeah, you need to have that. We're in Austria next week.
Oh.
So, going from a tricky, twisty, long track to a short, sprinty track.
A few long straights on there.
Yeah.
I'm quite partial to Austria.
Right, well, join us next week. As I say, 8 o'clock Monday night for Div 2, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock for Div 1. Thank you, Panini.
It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for having me.
No trouble. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.